What's going on, world? My name's Big Rig. You tune into The Vault, presented by Chimera. Hey, today we got an absolute legend in the building. I'm gonna pass it off to him.
Man, you already know what it is. It's Ricky P, the one and only. The nigga in the mirror can't even clone me. And I'm in the motherfucking building right now, feeling like a young Sanders flashing on you Nebraska haters. You know what I'm saying? We in this bitch.
Man, you in time for anything special or just checking in?
Well, I took my nephew to his first Friday Night Lights.
Hell yeah.
Game. I got him to go to my high school. Shout out Shaler gang.
Yeah.
They won. They beat Plum's ass, surprisingly non-conference. Shout out to Coach Jim Ryan. He was one of my coaches when he first started. Our coach was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are lucky. All right? These kids are lucky that they don't get the trauma that's inflicted after each play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there's a kid, he fumbled the ball like inside the 20, bro. Instantly, I had a flashback of our coach. If that would happen,
chewing someone the fuck out.
It's just like, I don't know if I can swear at this motherfucker.
No, yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you fucking pussy, blah, 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 you fucking idiot. Blah, blah. Like, yo, these kids, they get the, come on, man. Gentle pat on their shoulder. And it's like, bro, I think we need to bring back a little bit of that, like, aggression.
Oh, I've been a big supporter if we got to bring bullying back a little bit.
Oh, bro, first off, let's start there.
Yeah, let's do
Bring bullying back.
Yeah.
You niggas is soft. I'm not trying to deal with this whole systematic oppression shit where you niggas ain't had the daddies, no mamas, and all this shit. This shit is crazy, all right? You niggas need to stop. You need to get bullied, all right? Because this whole, like, soft-ass shit. Like, there's a whole thing where there's some niggas that be fake riding horses. You see that?
Fake riding
horses?
They
have, like, you know, like the little horse head, the stuffed horse head with the pole?
Yeah.
Like the broomstick that we would use as, like, 3-year-olds?
Yes.
They have an actual league of kids who don't want to get hurt riding real horses.
So that's
becoming a real equestrian. They go over there and do that. Like, that's when bullying is necessary. Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, that's like just straight up primitive bullying. That's nature versus human. Sometimes you got to get checked, bro. Sometimes you got to fall off a horse and break a finger or something to know, hey, I didn't like how that felt.
Yes. Like, come on. Get on the real fucking horse. Like, this participation award shit. It just shows that, like, a lot of these parents, and, like, I'm a new parent.
Yeah. Which, congrats, by the way. Your son is so beautiful.
Thank you. He's about to be 2 on the 16th.
Hell yeah.
It's like one of those things. I believe in gentle parenting. Which gentle parenting, everybody gets all fucked up thinking like you're soft on your kid. It's like, no, you're really parenting yourself. Like in those moments where you're about to freak the fuck out on them, you be like, just chill out. It's probably not that serious.
Discipline.
You know what I'm saying? But my son is not going to be like you little soft-ass kids. He's about to be 2. He hits Muay Thai pads. He loves fighting. Like, we're not going to be doing none of this shit. If my son punches you on the playground, it's probably because your son or daughter was doing some weird shit and you had to regulate, because that's what happens when you fuck around with people's personal space. Like, there's a lot of niggas out here and women soliciting on the internet saying whatever. They forget that they can get punched in the face right now. All right? It used to be 6 degrees of separation. It is 1 person away. You are 1 person away from knowing anybody. And at any moment, somebody could pull up on you, especially if they're popular.
Yep.
Don't let them have a little bit of tangibility of some money. They can find you faster than you can find them. Which they need to start pulling up and like having like a sanctioned area where we could just get some gloves and be like, yo, meet me here at 3 o'clock.
Yep, the fair ones.
Yes. Just call them the fairgrounds.
Yes, the fairgrounds.
We're going to call it the fairgrounds.
All right?
We're going to go to the fairgrounds. We're going to catch the fair one.
All I ask is just let me commentate it. Let me Joe Rogan it.
Please.
And we got it,
dude.
Please. The fairgrounds. I like that idea.
Please.
Because you know what? And I don't know, you probably can, but you can tell when someone's never gotten punched in the face.
Yes.
Just how they act, how they talk, and even on social media too. It's like, bro, you've never had your ass whooped.
Yes.
And that's why you just talk out the side of your neck.
They do it. And there's a lot of people I know that do it, and like they forget. Like me, I love it. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see every so often I will flame somebody who tries to be in my comments or in my, like, you know what I'm saying, in my mention section with that bullshit. Thinking, oh, you're Ricky P. He's not going to comment back. No. I sat at the lunch table where we ripped each other. Okay? My friends, we hold each other accountable. If you say some weird shit, do some weird shit, my boy, we checking you. Like, this is what it is. All that shit. This whole generation is soft and very sensitive, which I understand. There's a lot of weird shit that be going on.
I agree.
A lot of hate, a lot of stuff like that. But bro, come on. Too much soft shit, too much insecurities, too much like...
Everybody's like finding a way to be offended about something every day. And that like kind of like frustrates me. Because it's like, why can't we just be? Why can't we just live?
I'm getting out of the frame, but You know what I'm saying? I had to go put on the ring, you know what I'm saying? Gotta have that kit. You niggas, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boys Kush Factory, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We
Shout
in the
out Kush
building,
Factory.
you know what I'm saying? I gotta have that shit. But I was looking at my ring on my finger. I'm like, man, I ain't doing no cartwheels on that motherfucker. I had to
You got to put the big one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Championships.
Yes.
You gonna do it, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Gotta do it right, man.
Yes, and you've seen the diamonds in it.
Oh, the pointers and baguettes.
Come on,
If I'm
stop
gonna get married,
playing.
we're gonna do it the right way. You
Stop
know what I'm
playing.
I'm gonna treat myself, not beat myself.
Yes, Sirski.
Tell you.
So, what do you got going on? You got anything coming out? Singles coming out soon? Projects? Anything you've been working on? You want to, share with the people out there that want to know what Ricky P's getting into?
Oh man, we've been doing a lot of different shit. Shout out a lot of the Pittsburgh music that's going on. Shout out my boy Scarlo. Shout out Sticks. Shout out Fed to God. These guys are really out here putting in a lot of good music. I've been working a lot with Wiz again. He's in mode. I ain't seen this nigga like this in a minute. I love this whenever he's hungry like this.
Hell yeah.
I also got a metal band. Shout out my band, Follow Forever. It's like a post-hardcore metal band.
Oh, that's sick.
Shout out my boy Baby E. I've been really working on that mostly.
Yeah.
Just for the mere fact, like you gave the rundown of what I've done in the music industry on the urban stuff, I've been getting into a lot of other genres. In high school, I was in like metal bands and shit like that. So now it's like getting back into like doing that
kind of
stuff.
your roots a little bit.
Yeah, like fuck,
Yeah.
I've done everything in the hip hop shit besides winning a fucking Grammy, which being nominated 5 times and like seeing that how that goes, it's like, dude, like it's still achievable.
100%.
Like Quincy Jones and all them didn't get theirs until after 40. Like, so it's one of those things. It's like, man, the music is like golf. You can literally do this for the rest of your fucking life if you do it right.
100%.
So that's what I'm getting into now because I felt like I lost some of the fun in music. Because when you start doing when you start getting into the music business and starting getting up in the ranks, it does turn into an office job, and which is respectable because you're playing with people's money. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Sony BMG, my dogs. You know
Sony in the building.
Yeah, they you know, when you're working and doing stuff, man, like you are playing with other people's money in a sense. So it's like you got to make sure you keep up with it. But I really just been going back to the stuff I really genuinely love to do and like getting into bands and stuff. That shit is like great because you could in urban music, it's like you can be the whole band, but you're not really doing the band process.
Right.
So like when you're making a beat, you could do melodies and stuff like that. But when you're doing the drums, a lot of the times your drums are all hitting at certain times at the same time. When if you're thinking about a drummer, that doesn't happen. Like you can only have 2 hands and 2 feet.
Yep.
So it's like it allows my brain to start thinking more, start getting into like, oh damn, I got to do it like this way, do it like this way, instead of it being like a regular like format. You're in there really generating like music. So that's where I've been at now. It's just doing that shit. It's just like having fun. So yeah, those are like the most exciting things I've been on. Obviously, I've been engineering like everybody and their grandma. Shout out Ralphie the Plug. He was just here in Pittsburgh last night.
Ralphie's hard, bro.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. Draco.
Draco, that was my man. That hurt me. That still hurts me.
Yeah.
Because that nigga was talking spicy, super talented. Draco and Ralphie are the independent rapper or independent artist blueprint.
Yep. I agree.
Legit. I literally tell everybody all the time, if you don't like Ralphie's music, you have to respect what he's doing because the nigga is the most consistent motherfucker out here.
100%.
Last 3 years, he's dropped that minimum of 10 projects a year. Videos galore. He bought his own camera guy, the Black Magic, and all the lenses and all that shit. Like, bro, does not take no for an answer. Doesn't hear, oh, I don't like that, I don't like that. He changes everything, does features with everybody. And
yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like Ralphie and whenever Draco was still around, there really wasn't anybody that they didn't work with. You know, I mean, Draco had a Drake feature, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like independent as fuck. As fuck.
Independent, bro. Who do you know? No label help. Like
there is no label to help.
Like none.
Yeah.
Like no manager, no little, none of that. None of that. It didn't have no William Morris Endeavor. None of this, like, oh yeah, my manager knows it. Like Draco was literally handling all his own shit.
Yep.
Like, and he was uploading his own music. Like when I say these guys are the independent blueprint, those are the guys that are like, yo, like if you're a new age guy, do it like them.
Yep.
Go watch that. Watch how Ralphie the Plug move. Watch how he moves. He puts on his own shows, puts on his own tours, like all that shit, bro. Because like what? Nobody's coming to get you niggas. Like that's the sad part. And like I want to have a message to everybody in Pittsburgh. They're not coming for you. Please get out of your fucking comfort zone. go somewhere else. Doesn't have to always be LA, because it's not the end all. But please get out of this small regional market and start getting into bigger markets where you can see if you could compete.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot compete, please, it's okay to have a seat or find something else in the thing if you still want to be into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is not a place where people come to find talent. They come here either to do a show or there's like some type of like sporting event.
Yeah.
Like that's it. They get in and they get out. Mm-hmm. They're not coming here to find us producers.
And they're not hanging out either.
They're not hanging out. Where can we hang out? Where can we hang out?
Nowhere.
Where can we go? Especially if we're black. Like we're talking like statistically, black people only make up 22% of this city. 22.9, to be honest. But it's like, dude, where can we go? Where are we gonna go? What is it? We go to Southside? Go to a bar? You think Drake's gonna show up to a bar? Shout out Chris Brown. He was in the Trappers. Chris Brown, a legend in this city. Chris Brown is a legend. That nigga was over the Trappers. If y'all don't know, I see the white guys in the room looking kind of confused. See the white guys in here kind of confused, like, what, Trappers? I gotta write this in my notes. Do some research. It's our only after hours type spot. I done seen niggas, shorties get shot, beat up. They had the best chicken and shrimp baskets, all that, but like that's not a place to go to for anybody, let alone Chris Brown, but he's a legend for doing that. But seriously, nobody comes here for that, and it's okay. Get out of your comfort zone, go somewhere else, and find the way to get around what's hot. Because if not, bro, you're just going to be caught in a mix. We're talking about...
crabs in a bucket, man.
Not even that, because why is the crab in the bucket? I hate that term and that whole analogy, like, oh, there's a whole bunch of crabs in a bucket. Yes, because you know what? Crabs aren't supposed to be in a bucket. That means somebody came and took them out of their habitat, now making them think. And if you think about Pittsburgh, that's what happens to a lot of cats. They get out of their element and they just don't know how to think. And it's like, dude, just knock the bucket over.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we have that stigma, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, kick the bucket over. There's enough of us to kick the bucket over.
Yep.
And there's enough of us to sit here and unite. But that comes with actually people... engineers, producers, quit being fucking weird. Do a session for free here and there. You know how many niggas I still do at my rate, at my size, at my whatever stature, still work on the strength of like, yo, if you go do a label session, if Sony hits you up, my nigga, guess what? You're doing that session, you can invoice. You ain't getting paid because of net 30, my nigga. So you might as well help out the niggas that are around you to start doing that. I can sit there and give plethora of artists in Pittsburgh, and still to this day, shit, ask Scarlo. I ain't never asked that nigga for no money. And I never will. Because why? You believe in each other's talent, right?
It's like the beauty of the art.
That's what we do art for.
Because it is art. It is art at the end of the day.
I was broke as fuck for so long, my niggas. I didn't get my first placement until like 25. So like, chill out, bro. Like everybody, every artist is broke until you start investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I've invested in myself. Come to my studio, you're going to see that. But we have to, as a Pittsburgh, please unite. There's so much talent in this city. And I just hate that it's still the same thing whenever I was here. That like everybody competes for this small amount of money. And I understand we got to pay bills, but let's be realistic, bro. Let's be realistic. And there's a lot of niggas that need to get out the way. Please, get out the way. Told one of my homies last night, I don't want to hear that shit. Asked me if I had a few minutes to listen to it. And I literally asked him, are you going to put a budget behind it? I've seen his videos. Shout out my boy Bill Mike behind the camera. Yes, like, put some money into the camera, guys. Like, come on. Like, it's not like recording a song. They got to show up, shoot your ugly ass that probably ain't got no fit, that look right. You know what I'm saying? They got to make them do all this shit, bro. Like, invest into the product.
Yes.
Do more. Invest in Google ads. The least you can fucking do. Mm-hmm. Like something to show somebody that you're serious. If not, we're just sitting around listening. If not, we're just freestyling. Like, what are we doing? Is that just going to be for the block? No, but there's so much talent here and there's too much competition for what? We have to compete with the world, Craig. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to get Grammys. I feel like there's a lot of artists in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That could really be working. A lot of producers in here that could really be working. But to get your real sound, you have to experiment with cats.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I use Wiz all the time, like, as a great reference. Or, like, you know how many beats I gave Wiz for free? Shit, still to this day. Nigga, I'm sending that nigga these beats. Hop on a song. Because guess what? If an industry artist hops on your beat, they're not paying you until it's going up on DSP.
Yep.
Digital streaming platforms for all you slow-ass motherfuckers. And if you're not doing that, bro, we're just in the way. Mm-hmm. We're just in the way. We're wasting each other's fucking time. It's the same thing with, like, you know what I'm saying, walking up to Tom Brady trying to talk to him about football.
Right. He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck.
Nope.
He don't give a fuck. Like, are you out on the field? Am I have to play you? Are you going to be showing up in this week's review? No, you're not. So shut the fuck up. And that's how it should be. Like, yo, please help each other out. If not,
Well, it's like the bullying thing we talked about before.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of
You
people
niggas
don't
suck.
get checked
It's
enough.
okay to tell your homies you suck. It's okay. Bro, you are terrible. This is not it. Like, show up to the session and help out the mans who's really rapping.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of artists that have come to the city that I'm like, yo, damn, bro, this artist is tight. But then there's the homie that's always coming over, hey, bro, what you think of this line? Blah, 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 blah. Like, no, nobody's asking you. Nobody cares about that.
Right.
You should be giving positive energy to this shit. But there's a lot of niggas that suck that don't want to take that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to sit there and still keep pushing the envelope. And it looks crazy. You look like the niggas in LA Fitness playing basketball, bro.
Yep.
You're not going to the league, bro. Quit going so hard. You don't need to foul that nigga like that.
Still
bro.
thinking they're going to get a 10-day summer.
Bro, you're not going to go to the G League. You're not going to get the invite. Like, bro, let it go. Let it go. Like, please, let it go. Like, it looks like that. And, like, our city has so much good potential. It's just everybody wants to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to beef over stupid shit. Like, bro, you know we're all related, right? Like, I found out me and Chevy was cousins late. Like, after we was already working, we was doing all types of shit. Then my little cousin, how we was related to him, like, he pulled up like, hey, what's up, cuz? I'm like, nigga, hey. All that gang shit, nigga, this is my cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my cousin. And he was like, no, that's my cousin. I'm like, no, we have the same last name. Like, well, we don't have the same last name, but because his mom and mom, like, oh. And that's how everybody is in the city. We're all related in some shape or form, especially if you black. We only make up 22.9. So realistically, we're all cousins. We're all family. We need to help each other out. But, you know, a lot of people don't want to do that. And like when I come back to the city, that's all I try to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can ask Sticks, ask Scarlo, ask a lot of people, KH, all these cats. Like, I'll bring them to the studio. Like, if I'm having a session, I'll let niggas pull up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just let's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Well, just come in the room. If you hear something tight, if you feel like you got like a verse,
I want that chorus. I want that verse.
We call it the gauntlet.
Yeah.
If you go to a Wiz session, Wiz does the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Any nigga from the city, if you in the city, unless you come to the studio and shit like that, if you somebody that like has word that you can pull up, nigga, pull up. Scarlett been on a couple jams with Wiz.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yo, you got a verse for me? Like, but that's what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
Like, yo, we're talented. We're all in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put our brains together.
Might as well work together.
Might as well see what one of these songs come out.
We're already
hard.
here. Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
But everybody's so focused on the money, which I understand. We got to pay bills and shit like that. But that's for your clientele.
Mm-hmm.
There should be somebody you should be building with. Like, you should be.
Yeah.
Like, every big art producer or engineers, all that shit, they came up with somebody.
Yes.
I could name everybody. Look at 40, Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We can sit there and say KY Engineering with Waka and like 2 Chainz and shit like that. Like, bro, there's so many people that came up with somebody and they started their sound. And it's like, have that type of loyalty. Because whenever y'all broke, that's the strongest you're ever going to be.
Yep.
It's going to be the strongest you're ever going to be. Once the money start coming in there, that's when everybody start acting funny. Because you know why? We was all starving. And a lot of the people don't understand the business part of this. Which I'll also give some book references for y'all to post in these links. For y'all dumb niggas who don't want to read and think it's just about talent. You can be tight. You can rap good. Just like how you niggas be freestyling on these mics and shit. But can you turn that freestyle into some money? Because it's the music business. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? It's a 3-headed horse. Creative, corporate, and legal. Mm-hmm. And legal represents corporate. So it's already a 2-on-1 match against us, bro. So we got to unite. If not, nigga, we wasting each other's times and niggas gonna end up being the same thing. Like I had to tell my homie, shit trash, bro. Still over here rapping. About what? What are we doing? You know why? Because you're selfish. You're selfish. I'm just dropping gems in this whole motherfucker.
He is, man. Ricky P came in to drop nothing.
Ooh, he
but
dropped the
fucking
bomb
gems.
on it.
Yes.
Ain't the flex bomb,
yes.
It's the Ricky P bomb.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Swanton bomb on your mom. Tell you. You know
so
what I'm saying?
I have a semi-controversial question.
Let's get it.
This has been going around the internet for a couple months now. Spice. Do you think hip-hop is dying?
Nope.
Reasoning.
It's the most like plagiarized like sound in music today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dying. It's just a lot of people have, and this goes culturally. Because
is it safe to say it's oversaturated?
No. Music in general is oversaturated due to technology and streaming platforms.
Barrier of entry.
We can say that about movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can say that about anything, shit, clothing, like, you know what I'm saying? Podcasting, like anything that has anything to deal with like the internet and all that stuff and technology is oversaturated. The hip hop industry, no, it's just it's very controversial because I feel Black culture, we allow other races to come in and take what's ours. Because unfortunately, we never had an identity. And once we find something, we often try to look to other people for help because a lot of us don't have that structural background. But I don't think it's dying. I heard Burna Boy try to tell us that we don't got no culture over here, but like, look at his last 4 videos. He dresses like a rap nigga from America.
Mm-hmm.
Go to any other country, they talk about Afro pop, all this shit,
baggy
Latin
pants,
music. They
Vins.
all want to be niggas from America, not white people, black people from America. Hip hop, which came from us, the black people here. So it's like, it's not dying. It's just people are catching up. People are trying to do what we're doing. And it's like, unfortunately, we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, y'all niggas do that shit. But then people try to take it and just try to run off with it and say, oh, we're not uncultured, like we're uncultured. Maybe back in the day, I'll say we were definitely, America as a whole was uncultured until about like 1980s. You know what I'm saying? After we started realizing our government really wasn't fucking with us like that.
Yeah, facts.
And try to put us all against each other. But hip hop isn't dying. It's just what people don't like when America has something that's thriving. And we were thriving with that. And it's like, bro, it's too new for it to be dying. It's only 50 years old.
Yeah.
It's only 50 years old. Like, it's too new to be dying off. What? It's just, people just are upset because the labels are using desk dweebs to pick what's hot.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Let's get back to bullying. Them niggas don't know shit. These desk dweebs don't know how to make no fucking song. They don't know how to make a beat. They don't know how to load up Pro Tools, Ableton. They don't know how to put all this shit together. They just know how to know what? Read fucking paper. And they go and read all these dudes like fucking numbers and shit like that, which are lies. A lot of you niggas be lying. Your numbers is fabricated. And they're taking this and they're like putting all this money behind these people. Or, which they've been doing for a long time, they're exploiting the negativities of our black culture, where they'll go sign little young wild niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, they'll give them a big deal. Then they'll go catch a body. You're not giving none of these kids no fucking real research, bro. Like, you're not helping them out. Giving a kid from the hood, like 6-7 figures, like instantly. When y'all really sign y'all paperwork and y'all got really like y'all paperwork right, that check clear in a week. You know how that feels? I'll tell y'all how I felt when I got my first real check. Nigga, what? Nigga, what?
How did that feel?
Nigga, I jumped out of bed. At that time, I was out in LA thugging it, all right? And when I say thugging it, my shit was in the negative when I went to bed. And at the time, I was like, I left the studio. I was like, this girl I was dating at the time, I went over to her house. I had enough for the Uber to get there. And I was like, man, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just going to Instagram, try to, you know what I'm saying, sell a beat or something, get my Uber back. But I was sitting there, I thought they was capped. Because you know, in the music industry, when they say they're going to pay your ass, that's a no. You got to wait. Usually net 30 kicks your ass. And sure enough, that check cleared.
Cha-ching.
And I looked at that Citizens Bank account. Said, ah!
He said, I'm rich, bitch.
No. I just said, ah! Okay. My lady thought something happened. Like I pulled a hammy or something. Because I rolled out of bed.
Got a cramp.
And started like crying, bro. Because like, nigga, we've been starving forever. Like, you know, so you get some real money. So imagine that to a kid who's really out here thugging or really out here doing this shit that like, people are glamorizing. Like, look at NBA YoungBoy. Like, you can't tell that nigga what. That nigga was really out here thugging. And you gave millions of dollars. What do you expect was going to happen?
Well, and then we saw it, 10 years ago with all the Chicago cats, Chief Keef and all his homies,
Yeah, no, shout out to Chief Keef. That nigga left and then turned back.
Yes,
that nigga said, I'm done. Thank you,
Facts.
Jesus. We out. And just
but like,
kept it moving.
look at some of the people that was around, like Rondo Number 9. He got some buzz, caught a body.
But he didn't get enough, he didn't get a label thing.
Right.
That nigga was out here really living his life. And so these are the products of the 90s babies. Early hip hop, you know what I'm saying? The NWAs, the gangster rap and shit. A lot of that shit was mixed matched. Now we have the grandkids, or like, you know what I'm saying, second generation grandkids of those guys. Some thug niggas, who most of the real thug niggas was away. That's why there's a lot of niggas out here wilding, because they like, their dad was really incarcerated, really out here catching bodies, and these little young niggas out here doing the same shit.
Had to be men at a young age.
And then if you know about Chicago, systematically, they fucked that whole city up ever since, like, you know what I'm saying, Larry Hoover, when the feds came and grabbed him. But it's like, bro, like, you got to think about it. Like, they take all these kids, they don't give them no financial advisors. Shit, they don't even give them a therapist. Like, you signing a nigga who's rapping about killing niggas, bro. You don't think that nigga got, like, some demons in his head? Like, he's doing the devil's work out here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you don't think he needs to talk to somebody once a week,
Something! Like, bro,
Who has a totally
I have my
unbiased-
own therapist. Shout out to my therapist, Eric Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, niggas need one, bro. He does over the call, all that shit. But guess what? You need to talk to somebody, because if not, you end up doing all this shit and you keep perpetuating the same things. And most of this stuff comes from before the money. Most of this stuff comes from childhood trauma. And it's like, yo, you got to think about all this shit. So it's like, with hip hop, It's just right now we've been taking a lot of licks because unfortunately we have a lot of death dweebs invest into the culture and not do the research on the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Look at K Flock. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that nigga was hot, but the nigga was still in the streets. Nigga went and caught a body in broad day. It wasn't his fault, but it was still his fault because he's out in the way. But if you're not sitting here telling this nigga, all right, bet, we giving you this money. Let's talk about what you've been doing. Let's get you somewhere else. Let's like see if this is the area for you to be in. If you're not, are you listening to his music? Because all his songs is talking about beefing with niggas. Like, are you guys listening to what you're investing into? But I don't think they are. They're really investing into the numbers.
Yeah, I think they just kind of see the statistics and say, oh, well, this person has X amount of streams that can make us X amount of money. Let's give this guy a chance because he can make us the most money.
Mm-hmm.
And
but that person is shock
about
value.
His personal life. We don't care about the demons he's fighting every day. And you're right, it is shock value. You know, it's like, hey, we can get an album out of this guy. And then whatever happens after that, fuck it, we'll find another guy. And then it's just like they're just like, it's like an N64.
They either go for
cartridges.
indictment music, which we're starting to see. A lot of people getting indicted for all this stuff. Like when you're talking all that street shit, they either go for murder music, they either go for the satanic stuff, or they go for the hyper like sexual stuff, which now is starting to get into sexuality, which you're starting to see the whole other end of the spectrum, like the Sam Smiths doing all that wild shit, mixing the both.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, that shit is cool until an extent because, you know, we still are marketing to kids.
Yes.
And that's who we're affecting is the future. I know you're getting your money, you're trying to be self-expressed, like, you know, you're trying to express yourself, but it comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't be out here acting like, I'm not a role model, I didn't want to be a nigga, you're a role model.
Right. Whether you like it or not, there's still cameras in your face no matter where you go in public.
24/7.
No matter what show you do. There, you know, and like Doja Cat's new stuff, I don't know if you've seen any of her stuff, but that is like,
she hit the switch on us. I don't know why we didn't know because she was on them Omegle's little sites and shit like that. We should have known she was on that bullshit when she was on them chat rooms and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was on them chat rooms and shit. But like, seriously though, like, which I kind of like what she's doing because at least she's being 100% authentic to what she's doing.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of her quote unquote label shit and like, you know, height, usually they tell you like to tone it down. She's kind of cranking it up a notch. I also fear that the conspiracies aren't conspiracies. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you're wrong.
Like, it's like, damn, bro. Like, do I have to do cultish things to be popular? Like, and it's not looking too good for the like, no. Like, it's looking it looks great right now for yes.
Yeah.
And I can give a bunch of just fucking statements and it's like, bro, like, damn. Which I mean, shit, I listen to fucking black metal, so these guys are talking about fuck, which is crazy because there's a lot of like Christian metal bands. It's like, wow, we hear a nigga screaming his face off, and it sounds like he's like mad, but he's talking about Jesus.
Yeah, you go on
and
Genius.
How Jesus saved him. And you're like, wait, this guy does not sound like. But it's like
he's doing like gutturals in the name of the Lord.
Yes,
you know,
exactly. But you know, she's out here literally saying she's painting the town red. She's a she devil, and you go watch this shit, bro. It's literally like it's taking the book out of like, you know what I'm saying?
It's extremely ritualistic.
Yes.
The music videos.
And if you, like, I live in LA and there's a lot of satanic shit out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, just if you guys have time, Laurel Canyon, just type that in and like Laurel Canyon, like satanic shit. And it has a whole history of like motherfuckers that like do this stuff. And it's like, I hear you. That's tight. You know what I'm saying? If you could believe in a white dude that takes care of Christianity, you could believe in a devil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe in God, you should be able to believe in aliens and all this other shit. But it just gets to a point where you're just like, damn, bro. Like, what are you trying to sell to me now?
Yeah.
Like,
when is enough? Yeah. You know?
Like Sam Smith, I love that you're that sexually free about your you know, sexuality. But like, tone it down, my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a little much.
Yeah, like, bro, I'm not trying to shame you, dog. But like, yo, there's certain shit that's sexy and there's certain shit that's just like, come on, fam. Like, you built crazy. Like, you shouldn't be wearing that, bro. Like, you shouldn't be wearing that. And it's like, you're allowed to express who you are. But then it gets to a point where it's like, how come I can't say something about what I'm seeing?
Right, because if you do, then
I'm homophobic.
You're the problem.
If I say that, they're like, oh, you're homophobic, you're transphobic. Like, no. I think that's cool that you're brave enough to talk about things in the public eye and make something creative and talk about how you feel about that. Because as creatives, that's all we have.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell y'all niggas how I really feel, but in a song or in like how I make music, that's going to express how I feel in that current moment, which I understand. But it gets to a point where like, damn, bro, like I can't say nothing like you look crazy in that outfit.
Right.
I can't say you look crazy, built like a thumb, walking around and shit like Britney Spears is wearing. But shout out, hey, Britney, you need to stop wearing them 4T fucking panties. Nigga, shorty wearing some kid-size underwear. I don't know where she getting the low-rise draws. But somebody gotta
She probably held on to him from like 2002.
No, I see why they had that conservation ship or whatever, that censorship like her parents had on her ass. Because
it makes sense now.
Makes a whole bunch of sense.
She's off the rails.
No, she's not off the rails. That comes from deep trauma. She was a childhood star in Disney. Okay, if you watch her dance moves, she's dancing like all the dance moves that she was as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like she hasn't grown past. Same thing with like Michael Jackson. Imagine you being a kid,
7 years old, 8 years old.
You know, at 7, 8 years old, nothing stage. Like you literally still think chicken tenders are like, you know, what I'm saying?
Best food of all time.
The best food of everything. It's the most nutritional shit in the world. Where you don't even get a chance to be a kid. Now you're thrown in the public spotlight, and then you become a teen star. Mm-hmm. You become an adult star. You don't think that they're gonna be fucked in the head? They haven't been able to live normal lives ever.
Did you ever hear the Michael Jackson grocery store?
Yeah, story? That nigga used to. All right, that nigga wore full-blown costumes. He had disguises. Because he couldn't do anything.
Oh, no. There's another one. They rented out a grocery store for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah, so he could walk around.
And they hired actors to be like civilians.
Yes.
And so he could get the experience of what it's like to grocery shop.
And he still was wearing a little mask thing.
Yeah.
That was when his
excuse me, huh?
Hey, man. Shout out to Mike. All that shit that they were saying when he was dead, cap. That's cap. We can't talk about niggas when they dead. You know what I'm saying?
Speak That's the king of pop, man.
It's the king of pop. That nigga was out here bagging hoes with Chris Tucker. All right. He didn't need you kids. He had his bag of hoes with Chris Tucker. All right. Smokey. All right. But he went to Rush Hour and shit. But yeah, nah, bro. Like, there's too much weird shit going on in the music industry right now. Mm-hmm. I'm all for creativity, but I'm also here for you guys need to explain this shit. Don't be all this whole mystique ass shit. You niggas ain't mysterious. This ain't new. That satanic shit ain't new. If we're talking about that shit been around before technology and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, explain yourself. I don't believe in this whole, like, I do this and I don't have to explain myself. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I do agree with Doja Cat whenever people started telling her that shit. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do this shit because I like this. Mm-hmm. And I agree with her. Most people that you listen to music, you're probably not going to like their music, like them as a person.
Right.
There's a lot of people I've met, I'm not going to say names.
Athletes are like that too, I think.
Athletes are fucking dweebs.
Well, who was it that said like the athletes want to be like the rappers and the rappers want to be like the athletes?
Because it's the same. You're talking about the same pick of the litter.
Yep.
We're talking about same people from low deprivation areas that have limited choices that are only force fed to think that they can only do certain things.
Yep.
Either athletes, entertainment, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or drug dealing. And it's like, there's so much more in this life. But once again, like, that's the stuff that we perpetuate. The same little, like, stigmas and, like, you know what I'm saying, stereotypes, which I'm not all for. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we got to start holding ourselves accountable. Like, explain this shit. I love that little Uzi be out here doing this little you know what I'm saying, upside down cross shit. Just give us a little bit more detailed explanation.
We're not asking you to give us a, 30-page MLA format essay about the thing.
I just want to know.
Just give us a little blurb in an interview.
Where you've grown as a person.
Yeah.
Because the information I've like gotten in throughout my life, I used to be very like, you know what I'm saying? I come from a very religious household, you know what I'm saying? And like, to where I'm at now, like, I don't believe that there's this white dude who's technically Middle Eastern who was like, you know what I'm saying, came around while we was already here to be like the savior of us. Now, I do think there's somebody above us, but like throughout my life and the information I've seen, shout out to Christopher Lentz Bledsoe. You guys should go check out UFO of God if you didn't get that book. I read a lot of books, a lot of crazy shit, but UFO of God, and it'll change your perspective. Like, go look him up, and he's a great person to be like, okay, I don't know about aliens and UFOs, but this nigga be getting visited by some light orbs and shit every day. In middle nowhere, fucking North Carolina. This isn't somewhere where it's like, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes.
Right.
Like, he was on Skinwalker Ranch. And like, he's the one who's actually like, out of all those characters that were on there, it's actually like the most formidable. Like, he's been like literally interrogated, and like the feds have been on him since 2008.
Because he knows way too much?
Well, no, just like, imagine, all right, bro, you go to that nigga Instagram, he be filming the shit, and it's just like, bro.
Oh, it's like documented, like he's still,
like,
wow.
It is documented. They tried to, like, you know, make him seem out crazy. Because they, like, the History Channel did 2 shows on that family. And it just, the first time they try to make him seem crazy, which before, even you think about early 2000s, you can make anybody seem crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Where now, bro, there's too much technology.
Too much information.
Too much information, and there's too much private ways to get this information out.
Mm-hmm.
And which I'm like, yo, I'm a firm believer. Like my wife, she don't believe in God. That don't make her a bad person. She's a spiritual person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She believes in a higher form. She's into spirituality, but just because she don't believe in God don't make her a bad person. Which is like, if you believe in the devil, bro, I don't think you're a bad person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's just your thing.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I need a little explanation.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a little explanation, especially if you're in the public eye. Explain this shit, because like,
but that's what's lacking a lot in society today is these people have these stances on whatever it might be, and you ask them, okay, like that's great. Do you think that way? Why do you think that way? And they freeze up because they don't know why they think that way.
They were just in a room with a whole bunch of people that they felt comfortable with, and that they want to be around.
Yeah,
and they seen them and then heard them talking about this thing, and they want to agree and be a part of the cool club.
Yeah,
and it's okay to disagree.
It is.
Can we get back to like agree to disagree?
Also, I think it's okay to say no too.
Oh, setting boundaries.
Yes.
Setting boundaries.
Let's talk about it.
Please.
That's a therapy thing too.
It is
setting boundaries.
Thing. It's called people pleasing. And a lot of us coming from like, you know.
I suffer from it 100%.
Oh man, I deal with that tremendously. I had to learn about that through my healing process. And it comes from like traumatic experiences. And if you have like a parent who's been through a lot of trauma and stuff, it's innate. And it's okay to say no. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Right.
Actually, it doesn't even make less of the loyalty I have towards you. You be your homie, like, oh, bro, I need $100. Bro. Tell them no. If you don't got it, say no.
Right.
Don't put yourself in a bad position just because you're trying to be the real ass nigga, the solid ass nigga, bro. Like, it's okay to say no. Don't make you less of a person.
And if someone makes you feel a certain way for saying no, then that's probably shouldn't be one of your people's anyways.
It should not be. It shouldn't be. And
you know?
That's not what life is. Like, and this whole people pleasing shit and like not setting boundaries, it ends up making us all stressed out. And we end up sitting here taking advantage. It happens a lot in the music industry. I tell niggas no all the time. I tried to tell my homie no last night. I want to play you this. No. Bro, I love you to life. I love you to life, bro. But I just can't listen to it. Cause no, I don't want to. Like, what am I gonna sit here and waste my time? I'm gonna waste 15 minutes of my life because you're gonna play the song and you're gonna try to tell me, ask me about it.
Or pause it halfway through. Bro, you hear that bar?
You hear that bar? You hear that bar? You know what I'm saying? I was talking about that shit whenever I jammed up my Tazzy down there on the south. Like, bro, nobody knows about that.
Nobody cares about it either.
Nobody cares about it. You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully.
And it's nothing against that. And it's like, it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
It's all right to sit there and say, you don't agree with something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd like to hear conversations where like I leave and like I might not agree with it, but I learned something.
Yeah.
Like, you could be sitting there gaming me down about having foolproof like aliens exist. And I'm like, I don't know. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You can literally be like, yo, that nigga, God is real. God is real. And I'm like, where was he born? Like, where's he buried at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where was this resurrection? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the bunny? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, like, agree to disagree needs to come back around.
Yeah.
Like, we need to agree to disagree. It's okay. Like, let's have honorable debates. Instead now, it's like, if I say it, I'm right. That's not.
Well, like, and even if you do want to say something, it's like you kind of feel like you're walking on eggshells because you're afraid who it's going to impact and who's going to disagree with it. And if, you know, it becomes a big deal on the internet or whatever the fuck, like, it's like, well, shit, now I really don't want to give my opinion because I don't want to deal with the consequences of giving my opinion, whether it's correct or incorrect.
That is my day all the time. If I go on Facebook, if I go on Twitter, I love Twitter. I love Twitter.
Facebook's like the cesspool of social media apps.
Oh man, since I don't live in Pittsburgh, I go on Facebook just to get my like daily revival of like Pittsburgh like bullshit.
It's like reality TV kind of.
Yes, because you get a whole bunch of people like, hey, I try to tell you, it's like, you know, it's a whole bunch of assholes who never even leave their side of town. But I see a lot of people who have a lot of strong opinions. Shit, my aunt, bro, when that whole Kanye shit was going around, she literally like high-key disowned me because I was like, bro, the nigga's spitting. Like, what is he saying that's a lie? You might not like how he's saying it, but like, my nigga ain't lying. Like, and she's like, oh, no, he needs to this. I'm like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, he's obviously not wrong. He's amounted so much success in his life through him, not through like some external shit. He's beat all types of adversity. So like, you have to take somewhat what he's saying like to a grain of salt, but like, I can hear him like, yo, he got it right. I don't agree with a lot of his shit, like his approach.
Right.
You know, his message is shot
The delivery
out.
ain't the best.
Oh man, which I agree with him because I am literally legally bipolar, so I understand how that shit is.
Yeah.
And most of the time, my delivery is not good. That's why I got to be quiet on Twitter and shit like this. Because I'll tell the nigga straight up, quit being the F word, and you'll be like, oh, like yo, you can't. But is he not? Is he not showing characteristics of that? But I can't sit there and say that.
Right.
Bring back like 2011 Twitter.
Bring back
Can we bring that back?
Bring back Call of Duty lobbies.
Man, but that's why the internet's crazy because niggas started gaming online.
Twitter
is kind of
like
shit.
Twitter is kind of like the 2011 era Call of Duty lobby sometimes. Depends
bro.
on what circles you're in on Twitter. You know,
funny story. Which y'all could pull them up. I'm not deleting these motherfuckers. Trying to do that shit. Oh my god! In 2011, he was yes. We were saying some wild shit. And if you were in Pittsburgh Twitter in 2011, we had this thing called Built Like. Hoes out here built like. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like we was going crazy. But it's like, bro, I was supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop 2018.
Oh wow.
I shot 2 episodes, but then I stopped because they love to lie and make up shit. And I'll never forget when I got accepted for to be on the cast. They brought this big ass vanilla folder, and I'm like, "The fuck is this?" Like, I already signed
all
the contract.
Things you can and can't say.
No, they pull up all your shit on the internet.
Oh,
that could be questionable. That could be brought up. That'd be like, "Yo, if you want us to, we have a company that can just go and delete all this stuff." And I said, oh, hell no. I started looking at it went from 2011 to 2013. It was just all highlighted with just shit.
But that was like the dark ages of social media too.
Ooh. And if y'all don't know about Pittsburgh, it is, ooh, man. Oh, God. It's still like 1970s. All right. It hasn't progressed. All right. So some of the language that was used, it was just wild, shot out. But I believe in character growth. Not everybody is a bad person, like forever. You know what I'm saying? I believe we all change, especially as we get older. You know, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to tell you like I'd be this emotionally mature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the older that we get, the more shit we go through, we do get mature and we should grow. You should look at my growth. You should see like the last 3 years I went sober. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations,
should see,
by the way.
Like, yes, thank you. You should see like, you know what I'm saying? Like that I do more community activist work with the music industry without having to sit there and like, hey, pat me on the back and shit like that. Before, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd always be like, yeah, I'm helping out my little young nigga, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, bro, you wouldn't even know I'll be over here in the city this much and helping out motherfuckers. So it's like, you know, I want people to judge me on the growth and where I'm going versus like where I've been. Because if you're judging me on where I've been, I'm shot out. I wouldn't even like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is crazy. But, you know, there's cool things like this that bring us all together. Mm-hmm. And when I get on these things, I like to just share my insight on speaking up, being yourself. My dad always said that, even though he's a command sergeant major, 33 years in the armed services, and he's a quiet dude, but like he's always like, speak up, because you should. Nothing worse than going to beat yourself up and put yourself in mental incarceration because you didn't speak up, because you didn't say what you wanted to say, which a lot of people fail to do in life. And I'm here to tell y'all, speak up, man. Be loud and proud. Don't be an idiot. You know, be sensitive to other people's feelings, but fuck them. You know what I'm saying? If they feel some type of way, if you didn't personally do nothing to them, fuck them. Like, because that's not you. I didn't personally go out of my way. If I offend you, I apologize that you don't know how to interpret my stances and you don't know how to interpret who I am. But I'll never apologize for who I am. Because who I am is a good person. It isn't somebody that's trying to be malicious. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a new dad. And I realized that once I became a dad, there's a lot of you ain't shit-ass niggas out here that aren't real men. Like, you have to be in your child's life. It's not just what you provide for them. You have to be intricate into them. Play with them. Show them shit. Because they're going to end up being those guys that don't know how to play with other motherfuckers. That don't know how to show people shit. That don't know how to listen. And I'm not all about bringing the old school back, but I definitely feel like men should start being able to be men again. I know I can't even say like my son is such a boy without people getting upset. Right. Like I want to tweet that every day, like my son is such a boy. Because he is. He's feral little nigga, bro. Loves to fight, run around in the dirt, like don't care about iPads. He has 2 iPads, never on it. Yeah. Like never on. Don't give a fuck about technology. Be in the yard, yes. Like, yeah. He has 2 big ass dogs, want to be outside, want to be around animals and shit like that. But I can't say that because there's gonna be somebody. What do you mean he's such a boy? Well, did he allow that? Like, yes. He got a dick. All right, he got balls. Yeah. I don't care what. Back in high school, it used to be chicks with dicks. But the older that I got, I realized it's just dudes with boobs. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just dudes with boobs. All right?
Drop a bomb for that one, Steve.
Dudes with boobs. Y'all gotta watch out, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch out. Not watch out like for them, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause hey, the letter gang, I love y'all. Y'all crazy. Y'all got new requirements every day. Like
it's a brand new terms and service.
Yeah, like what? Like, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, don't just be unapologetic. Help out everybody. You don't gotta love thy neighbor because I don't love you niggas. I don't know you niggas. I have love for the people that I do love, and I'm a firm believer that men need to stop being nice. Stop being nice. Be kind. Because I'm not a nice dude. I'm not. I have a default dickhead face, which I'm perfectly love. I'm like it's a nice boundary, but you know, being nice guy, you end up being a people pleaser. You know, the nice guy ends up getting used and fucking manipulated. Mm-hmm. But being a kind person, you're not a person that's out here doing no dickhead shit. But don't take over and don't take advantage of the kind person. That's the motherfucker that's gonna slap you upside your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or that's the person you might need later on down the road.
We all need each other.
Yeah.
We all need each other. It's not even just down the road. We need each other now. We don't got to be loving each other, but we need each other. Because unfortunately, the cards aren't built for us in America, okay? It's not. The American dream died once they came up with capitalism, okay? That's the shit that they sold to us to keep us working until we're old and don't depend on anybody, all right? Get a family. Find somebody. Niggas, quit fucking all them hoes. Hoes, quit being hoe-ass bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, find you somebody that's really cool. Because we often run away from all this shit. This degenerate shit right now, it's just for the mere fact most of us came up in like a broken home. Mm-hmm. And that's not cool. You know, I used to say like, that's how I was raised. But then I started thinking, was that right? How you were raised, was it right? Like if you go back and you start thinking, there's a lot of shit that y'all was having to deal with that wasn't right. And it's okay to sit there and vocalize that. It doesn't make you you know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Yeah, it doesn't make you any less of a man or a woman.
Don't make you ungrateful.
Yeah.
Tell my parents all the time, y'all niggas was crazy. Niggas was crazy. Great parents. Parents. I love my parents, wouldn't want any other parents, but them niggas was crazy. Niggas was crazy, all right? There's a lot of shit that's like, you know, nowadays I don't believe in, but there's a reason why there's a lot of craziness. There's a reason why there's a lot of hoe-ass hoes out here. There's a lot of hoe-ass niggas. Because there wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, their parents weren't being parents. If you're a parent out here, be a parent. Okay? Once you have kids, you're done. Your life is over. Not in the sense of like you're done like that, but like, bro, you had your fun. Now you're in charge of bringing somebody to become cool. My son, I hope any of you niggas that got daughters, I hope that when my son comes there, you're going to sit there and see the work that me and his mother put in. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're going to see that. You're not going to see this random ass kid. Like, he ain't got to show up like Will Smith on Bad Boys 2. You know what I'm saying? My son's going to be an honorable dude. You know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all make sure y'all talk to y'all shorties like that. Y'all little daughters and shit. Man, fellas love them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be her first representation of a man. All right? But, you know, I ain't going to sound like an old nigga, but like there's a lot of shit that needs to change. And it starts with inside the household. It starts with you. Not anybody else. It starts with you. Nobody was telling me I had a drinking problem. I had a drinking problem. It wasn't the alcohol. It was me. It's what a lot of you need to start doing. It's called the accountability. Word that's foreign. Ooh, he dropped that bomb on you bitch ass niggas.
What you mean?
Accountability.
What you mean?
Accountability. If you fuck up, it's okay to sit there and say, I fuck up. My bad goes a long way. Mm-hmm. My bad goes a long way.
But it's about how you bounce back from it too.
Oh, that's the whole point of character growth. Mm-hmm. I don't know everything. And I'm glad I don't know everything. I want to learn. I want to learn. So please educate me. If I'm wrong and I'm outright wrong, I have humility. I will sit there and say, hey, my bad, big dog. You right. Because you don't know everything. And please, you motherfuckers, just learn how to do that.
Hey, man, if you don't got anything else, my name is Big Rig. That's Ricky P. This is The Vault. We out.
Ski.
That's my new favorite song.
Oh, bro, I love her.